Hi guys, it's Kate from Train 'Em Up. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to my channel. If you've never seen any of my videos, we are a homeschooling family. I am a mom of two, and today we're going to talk about one of the favorite subjects, especially of homeschool moms. And it's so exciting to get all of your curriculum out and look at the year ahead. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today, my 2018-2019 choices for homeschool. And I'm also going to answer this question real quick that I had in my YouTube description, which is why we're not using the good and the beautiful. And the answer is because it's a family learning style and we have independent learners here. I love the family learning style. I love that living book approach. My children do best, apparently. I've tried different styles, but they seem to thrive and do best when I hand them their work and they ask questions, dig in, and then make mistakes and learn from them. It's a style that I hope that they would take ownership of their education as they got older. So I really don't see any reason to change that, even though I love more of that family learning style approach. So I will be showing you some of my curriculum. It's eclectic and it does reflect that independent learning style that works best for my boys. So stay tuned and let's get started looking at those. Hi guys, so we're going to talk about my fourth grade son's curriculum for next year. He will be in fourth grade. And let's go ahead and look real quick at a little bit of a scan over all the stuff that's here. I talked about independent learning, and he has a knack for the computer. He loves technology. I know a lot of kids do, but he has picked it up more than most kids that I know, and I like to use that to our advantage in learning. We are doing a lot of computer based learning here that you will see. One of them is the teaching textbooks, and a lot of people use that. We used it last year and he loved the interaction with the little icons that if you got an answer right, they might, bones might fall or the ice might melt. I loved that it came up one at a time so that he wasn't distracted by a page of math problems, and it gave him immediate feedback. It also gave me immediate feedback. We also have the paper book with it because I found it very useful for requesting that some of those longer math problems be done so I can see his work before he inputs it, because there's a temptation, as we all know, to use the calculator on the computer. And so this paper part has been very helpful in letting him work out those problems. I also will go ahead and circle ones that he gets wrong so that I can go back. If there's a lot of them in the same category, then I just go ahead and mark that so that I can go back and maybe review it. I know that dates were a big thing for him for a while, and so that I could see that he was getting those wrong consistently, even with the computer telling him. So that has been a really great program. If you use it, go ahead and leave your comments below on how you like to use it. On the language arts, we have been using Spelling Power. I gave him a word list, and if he gets the word wrong, then he has to practice it in different ways throughout the week. And this has worked for us. We're going to go and just do some of the more advanced levels that are in the book. So we're also going to move over, and I'm going to use Editor-in-Chief for grammar and reading. And basically, this is now going to be related to the computer. The Critical Thinking Company just upgraded their computer programs so that they reflect what's actually in their workbooks. It's the exact same thing. So he can use this part, but we can also use the computer, and he will be reading things on the computer and answering questions as basically proofreading and learning grammar that way. Again, it gives him that independence of checking answers and doing his own work at his own pace. And then we have Winning with Writing. So this is the writing portion of language arts. The Winning with Writing program at this level starts talking about how to outline things and when you read, and that's an important part of learning to do reports, which we are moving into. I think it's a very important part for the 4th grade. So he'll be doing his other smaller, easy reading books and things like that, and then doing book reports on those. We have a couple subjects to look up and do some library research and practicing writing that way. And then also daily journaling in a journal, which isn't seen here. Well, that should give him enough writing for someone who really doesn't love writing very much. And for Bible, this is a very interesting curriculum that I don't see very often on YouTube, but I actually have all 3 levels because I think we're going to move through the 4th grade quite quickly by doing a couple lessons in, several lessons in a week. And so we'll probably get out of that, go into the 5th grade, and then in the 6th grade, there's a really great a study of maybe a couple weeks long of the book of Revelation, which I think does a really good job of explaining it at an elementary level. So we will plan to get through that, and it's basically a study. I will open this one again that asks questions. So they have to look in the Bible and answer the questions. And they learn new vocabulary. And so we're going to really put an emphasis on the Bible this year. He has really grown in wanting to read it and reads it every day. So this is a great study. For science, we're going to do the Apologia Astronomy. And it's on CD so that he can read with his textbook along with it. Again, that's more of that independent style. And then you'll have different projects in the notebook that's here. The Big Book of God's Amazing Creation. We have used this book since 1st grade for him. And it is full of different experiments. They're easy. The stuff's usually around the house. And they follow God's creation from the 1st day through the 7th day, and there are experiments in every single one of those different days. So there's probably 10 experiments in day 1, and 10 experiments in day 2, and 10 experiments in day 3. So as we're going through, like this year, we'll be studying astronomy day 4. So we'll go ahead and do those experiments in this book. I got this on christianbook.com several years ago, but again, I've been using it every year. It's been great. So the next one would be state history. We're going to do quite a few field trips. I got the Switched On Schoolhouse Washington State History because I felt like it gave a good computer-based learning for him. You can actually get the computer to read the couple paragraphs a day on the lesson, and then there's some quick questions at the end. Now I know it's kind of geared towards those upper grades, middle school and high school, but I found that's because there's essays and some more involved projects that we're just not going to do, and we're going to instead focus on the My State notebook, and just go ahead and fill this out. That's actually a piece of paper there, but who's our sports teams, and they go through the capital and cultural things. And so we'll basically make a notebook of our state, as well as do a little bit of textbook from the Switched On Schoolhouse on the computer. The other thing that we're going to do, of course, and we've been doing this for several years, is we practice words in Spanish and Chinese. I have really struggled with finding a program that reviews the same words over and over again until they're mastered. I really have to do this by hand, and it's difficult if you don't speak the language, where I'd sit there with index cards and go through them, and then if he mastered it, we would move on and then maybe go back later and see if he still remembered. I've used tutors, but again, it's expensive, and usually they're moving through the lessons a little faster than he can handle. So we have this one, Spanish in 10 minutes a day, and I made my own little way of using it. We're gonna do weekly conversations and meeting with Dad, because Dad's actually the one that speaks Spanish a lot better than I do. And we're going to introduce the new word list for the week, review the non-mastered words in a flashcard format. And there are flashcards in here, and there are cards in here that you can put around the house that say the different words in Spanish or Chinese. And we're going to do Spanish phonics cards. And then individually, I'll just have them review, 10 minutes Monday through Thursday. So the last subject that we're going to be working on is learning how to use computer programs. And I saw these books through Amazon, Word Made Easy. I will flip through this just a little bit, but they're very colorful, step by step, how to add pictures and do, basically they go through the entire Word program and teach a beginning level of how to maneuver through that. We also have one for PowerPoint. There's computer activities throughout the year, so different things that word processing, presentation, spreadsheets, graphic design, and the internet. So we'll be doing that. And then using Google and Google tools in the classroom. So again, it's more into using the internet. And lastly, Excel Made Easy, another program that is good to know. And I think you'll really take off by being able to follow the different lesson plans and open up the programs and use them. We do typing as well. We found a online, I guess I'll link it below. It's called the Almina method, and basically you learn different words for the different keys on the board, and it helps you remember what's there, and then you can practice from there. So I really like that program, and it's very easy to use. So let's move on to, so in the fall I have a kindergartner, and he's already mastered a lot of math concepts, and he knows his alphabet fairly well, the sounds. He also knows how to write pretty well. He has good fine motor skills. So I can't go too advanced, but I think that the one thing is that he does like to take charge of his education himself. And so we're going to do some things with videos. So Math You See is a program that has a video attached to the lessons, and he can use these worksheets and the manipulatives to feel like he has ownership of what he's learning in math, and I can help him go through that. I like that it's a mastery program for him, so I can kind of keep track of what he is and is not catching on to. So we're going to do that. And then the Hooked on Phonics Learn to Read program also has videos for each of the sounds that they are sharing. And we're going to try to do probably 2 or 3 sounds a week on that, maybe just 2. But I'm going to make some sheets that he will practice writing the different words in that particular word family, so he gets the writing and spelling portion of it. But he can also watch these videos and work on these workbooks as well. We're also going to do some of these flashcards as we're getting ready for, probably not this year, and it'll probably be next year, but the spell to write and read. He kind of picks up on spelling more than reading, and so I thought this would be a great start to learning his phonics. And so that's kind of what we're going to do for language arts. I will probably add in a Lakeshore word family books, simple word family books that he can read, and the Hooked on Phonics also has some reading books as well. And then we're going to be doing some unit studies for the other subjects. And that unit study is going to be character-based. It's going to be based on the character books that I have on my website, which if you'd like to purchase or look at them, it's www.trainemupministries.com. And if you see this video and they're not up yet. I am working on them, but you can also check out my website and see if that unit study is there. I will, once I make the video, of course, it'll be available. So I'm so glad that I got to share this with you today. I'd love to hear what you are using. I'd love to see your comments below, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Give it a thumbs up if you'd like some more homeschooling videos, and see you in my next video. And don't forget, hit subscribe. Thanks.